Hello there, and welcome back to the Vintage SMP server. I don't know if that name's going to stick around for a while. It's a bit of an interesting one. So I was going to make up a shovel because I'm going to go out and collect tin so we can move on to the Bronze Age. I found a whole bunch of tin a few nights ago. We were having a hard time finding tin, so I went out exploring and I found just a whole ton of tin ore deposits. But it was like 4 a.m. I was not sticking on to mine it. So I went to bed. I marked it on this Discord server. And it doesn't look like anyone else has gone out to collect it. So I was going to go make a shovel. But our pick is a little low on durability. So instead, I'm just going to make a new copper pick. And I'll just make a stone shovel or a flint shovel and use that instead. Because there's going to be a bit of digging I have to do. But I'm going to go run out and collect the tin, the cassiterite, so we can move on to the tin age, or bronze age. We can get rid of this copper anvil, repurpose it into bronze, make everyone up some nice tools. Yeah, all that stuff. We have, looks like all of our flax is ready to be harvested. And looks like our spelt is, and yeah, it looks like just about everything is ready to be harvested. Nice. Well, I can maybe do that when I get back from collecting the tin. And then I think I mentioned we're going to be, yeah, I did mention, of course I did. We're going to be setting up all the way up here. I put a little marker up. I went to leave a mark on it, and I realized I had brown coal instead of charcoal, and I can't write with brown coal. You need charcoal or chalk. Maybe this episode we will actually get a chance to sit down and do a bit of recording with some of the other members, so you guys can get introduced to them. Since I realized my first episode, I was only ever recording once, really, when others were online, and yeah, I was describing what I had done, so I had them muted, and so you guys never got introduced to them, really. So we're gonna have to remedy that. Ooh, well, that's convenient. Zinc. If we can find some bismuthinite, that's bismuth bronze. There is zinc next to my house too, so we're gonna be good on bismuth bronze if we can find bismuth. Bismuth bronze 2, 5.5. Okay, so bismuth bronze, I'm going to get tongue-tied trying to say that, has slightly more durability, but slightly slower mining speed. So it's a bit of a trade-off. And as a hunter, I already have reduced mining. So although that is reduced drops, not necessarily reduced speed, but make do with what we have. It's poor quality, but it's right there on the surface, so I'll take it. Also, might not be much, but any little bit of tin gets us started. And this is only one deposit. I did find 6 or 7 deposits. There are 2 in close proximity, so I'm going to hit both of them. But let's see, that little bit there. Okay, that's that gives us 10 units of tin bronze. Sorry, that's 10 nuggets of tin bronze. Well, it should be enough for 10 ingots. No, 5 ingots. That's 5 ingots of tin bronze. That's not quite enough yet for an anvil. All right, we got a stack and a bit of tin. That should be more than enough to get us started, get us fully into the Bronze Age, and at least get everyone hooked up with bronze pickaxes. And there we go. We're officially in the Bronze Age. Now we just need to cool down and for them to go away. It's apocalyptic out there. And, well, you can hear that it's apocalyptic out there because, yeah, was going to fire up these things overnight. But, that clearly didn't happen. And it is already officially fall. So I did just make myself up a fur coat, so that I have a slightly better chance of not freezing to death. This house is not insulated, because I've got wattle fencing up instead of anything else. So actually, while I'm stuck in here, unable to do anything, what is the trapdoor recipe? That's the graded trapdoor. Solid trapdoor is 9 planks make 2 doors. We are almost out of lumber for this also. Okay. Well, I can make up 4 for now. Then we're going to be replacing these wattle fencing. There we go. I fell downstairs. And this way, you can still open the windows to see out, and actually have them open still counts as being insulated. But yeah, that way we can still... Whoop. One of them tried getting in. We can still look outside, be able to see what's going on. But once I have the last of these replaced, it will count as insulated. And so you'll actually be able to stay warm in here. Provided this room isn't too big. I don't know if this room is too big to count as insulated. If it is, we might have to put a partition in. Down here is insulated though. Our rather empty root cellar with not much in it. Yep, that worked. This counts as an insulated room, so we don't have to worry about freezing to death in the winter. Additionally, our bronze anvil is done. Now, I did try this a minute ago and it wasn't working, but you should be able to pick up a copper anvil and turn it into bits. And it's not working. I don't know if the chisel just doesn't have enough health on it, even though it's only 20 bits short of being full durability, but you know, that might be the situation here. So we'll have to see about recycling that in the future. Meantime, we do have 2 bronze ingots. I do have a hammer mold. We have a prospectors and a shovel mold. I'm firing up the clay stuff right now. And we actually are short on copper. I have enough to make 3 more ingots. I think what I'll do is I'll make... Okay, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to make another 2 ingot molds. Well, mold out 2 more ingots. I'm going to make 1 hammer. So that's the 3 ingots. 2 ingots... Well, this will make 3 ingots. 2 will go into the mold. 1 will go into the hammer. That way we have a new hammer mold. I'm going to turn one of these ingots into a pick. And I don't know what I want to use the other ingot for yet. I don't necessarily need a falx. We don't need knives. We don't even need hammer axes, because we do have plenty of flint axes. I've been using flint plus bone for the slight durability boost. I could make another chisel. It seems wasteful. And it does seem wasteful to make another chisel, but that would allow me to break down, hopefully, the anvil, and then have more copper to work with. Yeah, I guess that's what I'm going to do. I'll do that. Alright, let's get this started then. And of course, peat in first, just to sort of help preheat this so that you're not wasting coal or charcoal, heating it up. It makes the smallest of differences, but if you have limited resources, it's probably worth the effort. Yep, looks like we just didn't have enough durability, so we can turn the anvil into 8 ingots, which is a loss. Yeah, that used up 600 durability. So that would have been the entirety of the copper chisel. But that does give us 8 ingots of copper, which is a loss of 1 ingot. But a little bit of a loss is still better than, you know, not having... Oh my gosh, this keeps running out and I'm not paying enough attention. A little bit of a loss is better than nothing, right? We can now either turn those into copper tools or break those down again using the chisel to turn them into nuggets like this, which we can then use to make more brass. Bronze, not brass. Ooh, now this is a cool little ruin. It's clearly a farmhouse. It's got some past tensed animals back here. Unfortunately. Seem to be buried, so yeah. Inside, well, part of the wall collapsed, but we do have a painting up there. And some boxes here. Let's see. Wallpaper, Rotwalker cape, fire clay slabs, debarked oak, coal. Of course, cookpot. I just made a cookpot myself. Fancy aged carved acacia logs. Ooh. Oh, I'm going to have to come back here for some of this stuff. I don't have the inventory space right now. Lime, limestone, quartz, some torches, some bookshelves. Oh, very nice. This is not too far from our base location. It's a bit of a trip. But yeah, nice little ruin. And I've got some open empty crates that I can take also for storage. Unfortunately, I can't take any of the shelves. But yeah, nice little ruin. Man, nights are rough on this server. I was just besieged by about a dozen drifters and bowthorn all night. As you see, I made it out just barely. And that's like the norm every single night. I have to call it a quits and go hide in my hut from about 5 p.m. until about 9 a.m. because just so many drifters and spawns, at least now that it's fall and heading into winter. But we are making progress back at home. I was just back at the starter cabin where we have a bronze anvil because I want to make up some nails and strips. Because there is something... I guess I need to go update my the food shelves mod in my single player world because there is something from the food shelves mod in this world that I didn't notice. And that is essentially an ice box. We have a meat freezer and a chiller drawer. And I'll show you the recipe when we are safely in our hut. It's not that expensive though. A couple boards, a couple shelves, a couple nails and strips. And I do need to make a bit of glass though. And I don't have any, I don't have a bloomery set up yet. That's easy enough to make. I just need to actually find some more fire clay. We got fire clay back at base. I should have grabbed some to make some fire clay bricks. I didn't think about it. I'll make do. But I'll show you the recipe in a moment. In the meantime, you can see on the map, I've started to outline some hobbit holes. And I've also started to carve a path for the river I want to do. I want the river to come from here, bend, and head out towards this bay, I guess, here. So we can cut from one side to the other, make it nice and easy. But yeah, I'm starting to line out the hobbit holes. Yeah, okay, I made a mistake. This needs to be over 1? Yeah. Oh, that's the river marking I was digging up. Yeah, so here we have just like a basic framework. Foyer area. 1 room, which is going to be probably the kitchen. The living room, dining room area. Gonna have a nice hearth back here. And then bedroom. Nice and simple. Nothing too crazy. But it should be fun. Then I could dig down over here into an underground cellar. Here we go. Cooling cabinets. Food stored in this cabinet stay fresh 25% longer or up to 70% longer when ice is added. So it's a nice box. Bit of boards, 16. 2 nails and strips. 2 glass panes, and the color of the glass of the drawer changes based on the color of the glass you apply, which is kind of cool. 2 polished stone, and 3 shelves. It's really not that bad, and it stores just about every food, it looks like. Fruit bars, muffins, dumplings, bread, baskets, pies, cheese, all breads, crocks, pots. So yeah, it stores just about everything. Here, food was lasting about... A crock pot was lasting about a month on just a regular shelf with a 0.14 multiplier. With the cooler drawer, it should last a lot longer, and it'll keep cold in the summer too, which is the important part. So I think I'll make one of those. There is also a meat freezer. Yeah, meat freezer. Similar sort of recipe. Chisel, resin, and then boards, polished stone, and glass. Raw meat stored in the freezer stays fresh 60% longer or up to 5 times longer when ice is added. So, gonna want to make one of those too. Well, I meant to have this video up about 3-4 days ago, but I've been sick IRL the past few days. Actually had a pretty nasty fever last night, so yeah, I'm going to just call it an end here. Next episode, maybe I'll actually get a little more progress done. I am feeling much better now, so, no need to worry. Also, it is fall in-game turning into winter. As you see, there's snow everywhere on the map. It's very hard to build in winter when it's dark so quick, and I need to light up the whole area over here in order to not be bothered by drifters all night. I'm sure you can hear the rift that's right outside the door. So until next time, thank you for joining me today. I hope you've had a wonderful day. Thank you to my channel members for your support, and I'll see you next time. Later.